Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. A very exciting one today because I have the haul from Malvern show. So I actually think I didn't buy that many plants this time. Well, this is the only time I've been. But yeah, I'm gonna go through and show you all what I got, and actually it's kind of 50-50 houseplants to outdoor plants. So I'll show you both. And if you're interested in one, just go to that one. So the Malvern show. The Malvern show, honestly, so worth it. I really, really enjoyed my time there. The stalls were amazing. The people were so nice, and I got to see my family too, which was nice. And I also found a lot of plants that I had never seen before, like more in the actual gardening, like outdoor garden plants than indoor plants. But even in the indoor plants, they had some like quite nice varieties there. Let me take you through what we got. So in the floral marquee, there were so many different stalls. There were actually 3 carnivorous stalls. Personally, I think the Hampshire carnivorous had the best stand, and they did win gold actually in their category as well. But that was the stall that we were probably at for the longest amount of time. The man there, I don't know his name, but he was so talkative and like so helpful to Jason, because Jason's the one that like really likes the carnivorous plants. I like them too, but he's like a whole different level. So he was stood talking to this guy for like half an hour, and he even like went around the back and looked at some of the plants around the back, and he found one he really liked. So without further ado, the first plant from the haul is this absolute beast. It's only in a bowl at the moment because we didn't have anything else. But this is a type of Sarracenia, as you can probably tell. I think it's the North American trumpet pitcher. And this one is called Sarracenia flava variety Regilii. He did tell us how to pronounce it and said everyone always mispronounces it, but now I can't remember how to pronounce it. But it's Rugelii. I think it might actually be Regilii. It's something like that. So yeah, this one has its very beautiful light green tuber with a band of red across the lid. I really loved the shape of the lid on these ones. And there was another one there that I really liked called the Rubicorpora, and I actually would have got that if we didn't already get this one. But now looking at this one next to our other ones, it actually stands out a lot more because we have a lot of red Sarracenia anyway. So this was like a really, really nice choice. And again, Hampshire carnivorous people, amazing, love them. And then we got another plant from them too. As I was looking at all the Pinguicula, as I do, that's like my favorite carnivorous plant. There was one of these like in the middle of the shelf, and I'm so glad that I saw it in the end because I've always wanted one of these, and so has Jason, because they're just so weird. It's called a Cephalotus follicularis or something like that. And let me show the camera how crazy this is. So yeah, as you can see, this one is like almost like a mini Nepenthes, but I was looking up and it's actually not even related to the Nepenthes. So, because this one's native to Australia, I think specifically West Australia, and they have more like ground cover carnivorous plants there. And this one also, I don't know if you noticed in that video, but the tops of the leaves have like little transparent windows in them. It's just honestly so bizarre, like little jellyfish. And I researched this, and that was because to the prey, it mimics like a cloudy sky and then tricks them into going into the plant. It's just so like blows my mind how clever like nature is and evolution. But yeah, this one has a winter dormancy of 3 to 5 months, like a lot of other carnivorous plants. The man was telling us you have to put them outside for winter. They need the dormancy to start the new year, like as best as they can. So that's something that we actually haven't been doing, but we're going to do it this year. Like they're already outside at the moment because it's really hot, getting a lot of insects, and we will put them out in the winter month as well. They do enjoy full sun in spring, summer, autumn. Just have to overwinter them. So that's an important thing. And now I'm actually remembering that we got 3 things from this seller. 1 minute. You know your gal couldn't go there without buying a ping, right? They did have a lens, which is like a really pretty pink one, which I kind of wish I got now, but I was like, oh, I can't buy 2. So I got this one. This one is a Pinguicula cyclosecta. So the reason I really liked this one was it has the purple edges to the leaves and also comes out with a really pretty purple flower when it flowers. I love Pinguicula. I've been trying to start like a miniature collection of them because again they're another plant that doesn't take up much space at all. So you can have quite a few varieties without like, you know, using up loads of room, which you might not be able to fit. You might be able to fit like 3 anthurium where you can fit like 20 Pinguicula. So it all depends on what you like, but I love these things and they're really good for fungus nets. This one was this one again enjoys full sun during spring, summer, and autumn, but I did not realize with these as well you can almost cut back, like you meant to, sorry, let me say that again. These enjoy full sun over spring, summer, and autumn. That's like the active, like leafy growing phase. So you always have to keep them in a tray of water during that phase. And I didn't actually realize you can let them almost dry out over winter and water them much, much less because they tend to go into their succulent phase. I have 3 beautiful Pinguiculas at the moment that haven't actually come out of their succulent phase yet, but it might have been the fact that I hadn't cut back on the water, so they haven't had that signal yet to be like, oh, summer's here. So you can either like up the warmth or the light as well. That can sometimes trigger them to come out of dormancy, but I'm gonna try and put mine in a really nice sunny warm location. So that's the 3 plants that we ended up getting from Hampshire Carnivorous Plants. I will also link them in the description because they were so nice and so friendly, and they have open days throughout the year. So they gave us a leaflet about that, and you can go there and see, I can't remember the number, but I'll look it up. Or there are so many plants in their greenhouse. But yeah, we probably will go there for one of the open days just to see what they've got. But yeah, as you can tell as well, the specimens from that shop were really, really just well looked after, well cared for, and they're just really, really nice specimens. So I would recommend buying from them. There were also some other carnivorous plant shops and stalls there that were worth a shout out. So I'll put their names on the screen. They did have a lot of other Pinguicula and Nepenthes as well. It was just they had everything we kind of already had anyway, whereas Hampshire carnivorous had slightly different things and just slightly bigger samples of plants. It was slightly more expensive though, I will say that. So there was something for everyone's budget, kind of. As for another houseplant that I bought from the RHS Malvern show, there's only one more houseplant, which I think that's not too bad. And this one was from M's Plant House. So I had a look around the houseplant festival tent, and there was a lot of, like your regular houseplants, like your calathea, your cactuses, your succulents. There was a lot of philodendron, but nothing that really like stood out to me in that way. There was some really beautiful anthurium there. Like there was a luxuriance metallicum, I think, but it was like this big and it was like £95, and I didn't want it that much, I knew it would grow big eventually. But I did see in the back of one of the stalls this beautiful Hoya. So me and Hoya, we're in a bit of a journey together. I don't know if you remember my last plant haul from January, but the sigillatus is actually, she's gone. I repotted her. I should not have done that. She croaked. She's gone, which kind of makes me sad because I love the flowers on it. But the black cat is still going, thank God. So I just kind of wanted something to replace that sigillatus that I killed, and this one was a really nice size, really beautiful leaves, almost similar to like a Calistophylla leaf. And I have to be clear on the price of this one. It was £55, which is quite a lot of money, but I think it was on sale because on their website it's like £80 or £90, which makes me feel less terrible about the price. This Hoya, I don't even think I've said the name yet. This Hoya is the Hoya Gayo. This Hoya is native to the region of Indonesia called Aceh. I can't pronounce it. Aceh. The flowers, the blooms, I can't really see much online about what they look like, but I think they're, again, very similar to the Calistophylla. They have like the white, the red, and the yellow in the star shape. I'll try and find some pictures of them, but there aren't that many out there. I don't think this is like a rare Hoya, but I have never heard of it, so it's quite interesting to grow it and see what will happen. I must say though, some of the leaves, I should have checked them when I was there, but I was just, I really want it, have brown spots, and something has been like damaging the back of the leaves. I don't know whether it's a pest or whether it's like something fungal it could be. So I'm gonna like heavily treat this plant before I put it up anywhere in my house. I mean, the leaves feel solid. I think the plant is fine, it's quite resilient. But again, there's no new growth, which makes me think it might be struggling a little bit. So I'm gonna try and, treat it as best as I can. I'm not gonna repot it until it's like really, really heavily root bound, because I find, at least in my experience, my Hoyas do really well when they're root bound. So I don't know about that. And as for like temperature and lighting for these, they like a bright indirect light, so like any other houseplant. They do prefer higher temperature and humidity, so between 18 degrees and 27 degrees Celsius. And again, high humidity is also favorable for these, so I will try and find somewhere to put it that it will like. You can have it trailing or climbing, and online on the M's Plant website, it said to let the top inch of soil dry out between waterings. For me personally, as I said, I was an overwaterer. That's how I killed my other Hoya. I'm going to be watering this very sparingly. I'm going to maybe let it almost dry out completely between waterings. But obviously just do whatever fits you and your watering schedule if you have one. Everyone knows themselves the best, so yeah. Don't do me and kill it like just after you've got it. I didn't intend on going to the Malvern show to buy a lot of outdoor plants, but I like, I feel like every plant person is a bit like this, but you like something that's a bit weird and a bit different, and like if something you haven't seen before, tend to go for it. So for me, I was walking around the floral marquee. There was like tulips, sure, like really beautiful tulips, like alliums and ferns, some really nice fern displays. There was like one display that really, really caught my eye, and not because it had any like large foliage or large flowers. It was actually the delicacy of this plant that really caught my eye, and the flower in particular. So I ended up buying 3 plants from this one stall, and the stall was called Staden Farms Nursery, and they specialize in epimediums. So if you're like me, I didn't even know what an epimedium was until like a couple days ago. They can be evergreen or deciduous plants. So this plant is also known as the barrenwort, and it was 3 for £20, so I ended up getting 3. I'm probably going to give one away to Jason's parents. So this is the kind of plant they are. As you can see, they're very like whimsical, very like wispy, which I liked. Yeah, they're really, really beautiful plants. To me, they kind of almost remind me of is it a Cissus discolor? Like that kind of climber? They might even be related. I'm not sure. These were the 3 varieties that I ended up buying. So the first one I got was called Amber Queen. This is the one that I liked the most because it had like a yellow-orange tinted flower. The flowers are this weird spiderish kind of shape. It's also been known as like the bishop's hat plant because the flowers do look a little bit like that as well. This one's actually really got nice new growth as well. And I got a pink variety. The pink one is called Asiatic Hybrid. It says sprays of pretty pink spider flowers in spring, and foliage that emerges in red before maturing to green. A lot of these plants only flower from like early to late spring, so they'll probably be before a lot of your summer flowering plants, and they do like to stay in shady wooded areas. So bear that in mind if you've got a very sunny garden like I do. Where are you going to put these? Who knows? Fun thing to figure out. And there was one more that Jason chose, because of course he chose the one called Spine Tingler. Yeah, this one's called, but actually such a fitting name. Look at them leaves, like what? They're so sharp and pointy, almost like a holly leaf. And this one comes out with like bright neon yellow flowers during spring. All of these ones that I got were actually evergreen, which means the leaves will last through like the whole year, which is kind of nice because you don't just want like a stick there. I know it would come back, but it's just nice to have a bit of like weird foliage. Yeah, as for the care and maintenance of these plants, they do like a very moist soil, but a well draining moist soil. So ideally, yeah, like I said earlier, these are good planted in borders or like under trees, under foresty areas. I'm still gonna decide. I could even, there is one tree at the allotment that we have that has like a really shaded bit underneath that doesn't really get any light. So I'm kind of tempted to put these in the allotment, but I don't know yet. I'm not sure. As they're only quite small as well, I did look up whether they spread, and they do. They actually spread by a rhizome under the soil. So similar to like a begonia, I guess, and other plants that grow with that rhizome pattern. And they're best planted in the autumn or early spring. So we might be a little bit past it now at this point, but I might put them out in autumn instead and just keep them somewhere cool and damp and shaded throughout the summer. So yeah, that is my barrenwort haul. I just never seen them before, and everyone loves a good like whimsy plant. They're just absolutely stunning. So the thing about them too is I walked out of the flower marquee and around the whole show, and I kept thinking about them. So I was like, yeah, okay, I do want them. And my brother bought some too because he likes the same kind of things I do. Okay, so on to the last plant of the day. Can't exactly remember how much this was, but I saw the beautiful light blue flowers and I was like, I want that. So this is it. This is a delphinium, and the variety, it's got a very weird name. It's Pacific Giant Series Summer Skies. So the reason, again, like I bought this, that the flowers are this beautiful, like pastely pale blue, and I've never, it stood out in their display. It stood out so much. I've never seen a flower with that color before, and I just really wanted it. Also, these do well in full sun, so it'll be well in my garden because my garden is like south facing. The delphinium, I feel like that's quite a common garden plant. I'm not really much of an outdoor gardener. I just like buy things that I like the look of. So I've never grown a delphinium before. So this will be my first time doing that. They like, again, a well draining but like moist soil. They can grow in any pH. Because they can get, well, apparently this one can get up to 1.6 meters, which I didn't realize when I was buying it. So they may require being staked in the long run. They have these beautiful flowers in summer, and then once the flowers are all died, you have to cut them right back down to ground level over winter. Just so, like, a lot of plants have that same kind of requirement, I find. So yeah, you just have to cut that right back in winter, and then it will come back again in the spring. And when it comes back in the spring, it's a perfect time to propagate it. I've already looked into how to propagate these. So these are propagated through basil cuttings. I did try and look on this one to see if I could do a basil cutting on it, but it only has like 2 main shoots of growth. When it gets a bit more mature, in the early spring, it will put out new shoots or new, I guess, yeah, arms, new shoots with leaves, and you take a cutting at the bottom of that and put that whole stem in soil and it should grow a new plant. So I'm gonna ideally aim to double this one and get 2 plants out of it in the long run. But yeah, just make sure you do that propagation in the early spring. Also have to mention, I got this one from Proctor's Nursery from Staffordshire. I'll also put them in the description. So that is the end of my RHS Malvern show haul. Like I said, I think I did pretty well on the plants and didn't go too crazy, considering two of these adjacents. Well, they're mine as well, technically, but yeah, I got 2 houseplants for me, and technically I got 4 garden plants, 3 the same variety, but yeah, I actually got more garden plants than houseplants. So yeah, I hope that video let you know more about what you can and can't get from the Malvern show, and whether you thought about going and wasn't sure whether it was really for you or not. I would definitely say it does skew more for like outdoor plants, but the indoor plant was probably like half the size, if not the same size as the flower marquee. So that was really cool, just to see like all the YouTubers that I follow there and see all their designs and how they set up their houseplants. But I also enjoy outdoor gardening, so maybe if you only had houseplants, it wouldn't be fully worth your time going there. But it is just a lovely day out too, and the weather was perfect. And there's a lot of trade stands, craft and arts and crafts there. There's like greenhouse stores, furniture stores. So it's not just plants. Like if you're looking for like redoing something in your garden, it might be worth going there. I definitely will be going back next year. Just the atmosphere was amazing. But anyway, I've spoke enough about it at this point. So thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a lot in the works at the moment. Again, allotment is going crazy today. I was there like for 3 hours from 9 o'clock onwards, and I'm really tired. I hope that hasn't come through too much in this video. But yes, there's a lot happening, a lot of updates in the works, another allotment blog in the works, and yeah. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!